sports fans, welcome to Cochise County Sports Network. Tonight, group for all your new and used car needs. Making sense of Welcome to Cochise County Sports Network. Sorry for the delay getting this game up and going. We had some issues connecting to Facebook this evening, and we do know that the internet connection isn't all that great, so we do apologize for all of that. Needless to say, we're getting started off here. We've got the Colts leading right now, 3-1 in the first set. Out of bounds. Right now, Cochise put be a point for the Apache. Serve. Now, if you guys are right now, we are going in the meantime. Doing situations like that. Colts are leading the way. Good short serve there, finding the center of the court. That's going to be all right, to the backcourt. Lady Apache's right there, catching the back of the court. It's going to be another point to the Colts, 9-3 here in the first set. So Lady Colts take the serve back to their court. Here in Nogales in this big brick building is not, but we might have to make some adjustments to the resolution and things of that nature in future games out here at the sides here. There by, I believe that's good up by number 12, not able to keep it inbounds as it goes back over. It's going to be a point to the Apaches. It's now 9-4 in the first set. All right, folks, and it looks like we've got a good, strong connection right now as far as internet. It is in and out, so if you guys are tuning in, we do apologize if you're having some choppy issues on your side. Remember, we're on Facebook. and you'll be able to catch and done. Cochise, that's going to make it 9. Good hustle by the Cochise, sending spike and eating their way into the lead that Buena started. And to the Apaches. Ball out there. Dug out. Confusion on the Apache side there, and that's going to be a point for the Colts. And the serve right now. All right, big jump serve right to the center of the Apaches court. A little bit of a confusion. Dug up by Hallie Haymore. And Buena's going to be in the net there. That's going to give a point to the Lady Apaches. All right, good inbound serve. I do apologize. It looked like it was an out-of-bounds serve. Colts, if I'm not mistaken. Colts back to serve. The Apaches setting up a play right there. Good dig by Lauren. Now that bounced off of the that bounced off of the basketball court that you guys saw there, and the coach, the ref called it a point for the Apaches. I thought that they could play on it as long as it didn't go back over to the other side. I'm not sure about the rule, but I thought that's the way that it was supposed to be. Up by Lauren White, and a big smackdown by Lauren Lane, just catching the outside of that back corner. It's going to be a point to the Apaches, making the birds dug out by Lauren. And the block was up. That's the Apaches have top. Able to keep it off the once more. The serve. Not to do a jump serve. She takes good scrappy play. And they tip the ball right back over on 2, finding that hole, tying the game back up now 12-12. There. Gives them the go-ahead to serve. It looks like number 7 is back to serve for the and point and serve. Okay, but Colts Lane and job, Lady Colts. Got a couple people keep standing up and stuff right in front of us, and they kindly asked me to maybe scoot down one seat. All right, and the Lady Colts That's going to be 15. Good dig by. And they find a back to a 2-point deficit. Back to serve. All right, thanks for coming back to us, guys. Right now, it looks like it is 15 to 15. It's all tied up. We temporarily took down the game so that we could push it out at a lower stream. And I think that's going to allow our internet connection to kind of keep up with us. Dumped out. And a block up. To get the close first. Gonna do a nice little jump. All right, score is 17 to 18 right now. The Lady Colts are back to serve. Looks like Callie Haymore is back there to serve. All right, and that's going to be 4 hits. Not able to get it back over the net and keep it inside the antenna. It's going to be a point for the Colts. And a point back to the Apaches, making the score 18 to 19. All right, and I do apologize, folks. Down here on these border towns, we don't get the very best internet connection. We're using both T-Mobile and Verizon tonight. We've got them kind of combined into one network, and even then, it's still having a very difficult time in this building keeping up. First set here, we still are at 19 to 19. Lady Colts able to dig that out. The Apaches are going to send that long and out of bounds. Lady Colts, good dig. On 119. Dig by the catch. He's able to get it out there. It's got a free ball. That Lady Apaches are going to get the serve. All right. Good serve inbounds. Caitlin Haymore right to the center of the field there. Patch is able to maintain it. Going to get a little bit off the block there by Lauren Lane. And they're going to tip it back down, pulled off the block. It's going to be a point to the Colts, 22 to 20. I'd like to thank everybody who's sticking around with us. I know the internet's a little laggy tonight. We've got this pushed out at a 540p stream, which uses the lowest amount of bandwidth necessary, but even then it's having a little bit of trouble. Good up by Caitlin White, not able to keep it in bounds on that second exchange there. Looks like the Apaches have called a timeout here. All right, folks, I can see every single comment here on the live stream is talking about how the stream is glitching. It's not our fault. It just happens to be the internet connection that we have available to us out here all the way down in Nogales. As you know, half of Nogales is here in the States and half is in Mexico. So, I don't know whose towers we're pinging off of tonight, but we're doing our best to keep the stream up and active. That all being said, when we're finished with tonight's match, what we'll do is we've been locally recording the game to our computer, and we'll push that out once we're completed. Mishandled by the Colts, which is going to give the point to the Apaches. Good serve. They're going to dump it back over. It's going to send the Apaches scrambling. They're going to send a free ball over. That was dug it out by Lauren Lane. They're going to send it back, and it's going to be another point going to, I believe, the Colts here. It's going to tie it up 23-23. Colts are going to get the serve here late in the first set. Libero back to serve. Nice inbound serve to the deep back court corner. They're going to send a free ball back over. Dug out by Lauren Lane. And smacked down by Hallie Haymore. The Apaches had nothing they could do about that. It's going to be game point for the Colts here in the first set. If they can win here, this at least two. Of course, the winning point here. Dug out. And it's going to hit the antenna, the net, and then fall back down out of bounds. That's going to be the first set going to the Lady Colts. All right, sports fans, welcome to Cochise County Sports Network. Tonight's live broadcast brought to you in part by Lally Automotive Group for all your new and used car needs. Jeff and Gina Lane of Edward Jones Investments, making sense of investing. Apex Network Physical Therapy, come heal with us. Cochise Lock and Safe for all your lock and safe needs. SSVEC, owned by those we serve. Next we have eXp Realty, home of the flat rate contract. Arakawa Community Health Center. Tonight we have the Lady Colts varsity volleyball team traveling live and in full HD only on their respective sides. They're going to be switching sides of the court, obviously. Tied score. Lots of very close gameplay back and forth here in that first set. As we continue on in terms of the amount of players that they have available. And I got to tell you, I mean, the stands aren't necessarily packed here tonight, but there is still a good level of support from each of the school's alumni, family, friends, parents, grandparents, things of that nature. Also, a ton of you guys tuning in online watching tonight. We super appreciate that. If you're watching on Cochise County Sports Network's Facebook page, or even our YouTube page, or our website at svnn.news/sports, we're live on all three of those locations here this evening. We do know that we have some internet connectivity issues down here on the border. And you know what? This isn't the first time we've been in Nogales with these same issues. Obviously, we're not able to get them resolved because, you know, we have to rely on what the telco providers can provide us. So we're hopping back and forth between Verizon and T-Mobile here tonight, trying to get you guys the best connection possible. Looks like we've been okay for the past couple of minutes as we get ready to march here into the second set. As I mentioned earlier, the Lady Colts did take that first set. It's now 1-0. With varsity volleyball at the high school level with a 5A Southern Division like this in Arizona, it's best 3 out of 5 for the varsity matches. For freshmen and JV, it's best 2 out of 3. So usually, you win the first set, you win the second set, it's game over. The Lady Colts are going to have to take 3 sets in a row if they want to close out the Apaches. Now, in the event that it's tied 2-2 set, we'll go to a tiebreaker 5th set, which is going to be a race to 15 points. The same rules apply as far as having to win by at least 2 points. So the most obvious score would be like a 13-15, but if it was 14-14 and then somebody scored, they'd have to go another additional point in order to win. Lauren Lane serves, mishandled by the Apaches. That's going to give Buena the early lead here in the second set. Now 1-0 for both the set score and the match score. Lauren Lane serves into the net. That's going to give the ball back over to the Apaches, and they're going to be up to serve next. See if they can get a good run going. All right, massive jump serve there. Good 1-2-3 by the Colts. Quickly returned by the Apaches. Caitlin White setting up number 9 there, and she's able to find the hole right there in the defense of the Lady Apaches. It's now 2-1 Colts. All right, got the Colts serving. Dug out well by the Apaches. They're going to set something up here. Number 11, Lauren Lane's going to. It's going to make the score tied yet again. The points kind of went back and forth between each team. The Colts did have a little bit of an early lead in that first set. Unfortunately, not able to hold on to that big of a deficit. They still did take the set. Good angle there by Lauren Lane, trying to keep the ball from going out of bounds. She had to actually turn her wrist to keep it in play. Off the block, that's going to put it back down in the Apache side. That's going to give the Colts the point. Don't know if you folks could see from here or not, or if the screen was working well enough for it back down on the Apaches court. Mishandled by the Apaches, but able to keep it alive. Send the free ball over. Very fast, aggressive free ball. Apaches put the block up, and again, it's going to be another tie game, 3-3. All right, the Apaches are back to serve. Very good serve, dug out by, I believe that's Alicia, if I'm pronouncing her name correctly. Apaches taking the lead here in the second set now, 4-3. Very good play set up there by the Lady. They keep it alive, and they keep it in the antennas, and they keep it up. Buena doing a good job putting the block up just in case that overpass would get shot back down on them. Just good overall defense on both sides of the court here tonight. And again, not a big volleyball guy. I don't know all the rules, but I've done enough of these broadcasts, and I've hung out with enough of our broadcast announcers to kind of understand some of the strategies. So Colts are back there to serve. Nice serve. Kept alive by the Apaches. They're going to send a free ball back over to the backcourt of the Colts. It's going to be put up by Caitlin White and slammed down by Lauren Lane. Now, they did get a little bit of that off the block, so they were able to keep it in bounds. Buena putting up the block, preventing the Apaches from converting and trying to score. It's now 5-4, Colts leading the way. All right, mishandled by the Apaches there. Sent the ball back toward the net. Number 3 kind of sprawled out there to dive, trying to get it back up out of the net and in play, unfortunately, came off her hands and went out of bounds. Colts back to serve again. Ooh, and doing the splits there almost, trying to get that ball up, and unfortunately not able to convert. It's going to put the Colts into a little bit of a point lead here. It's now 7-4. Looks like we got a timeout. It's going to stop the gameplay here a little bit. Not sure who called timeout. If I had to guess, it would probably be the Apaches. The Colts had a little bit of a point run there, so there's no reason they'd want to ice their server and disrupt the success that they had been exhibiting so far at that point. So it's very likely that it was the Apaches who called the timeout here. Just kind of disrupt some of that momentum that they had built up so far. For those of you just tuning in, thanks for tuning in live on Cochise County Sports Network. Whether you're on Facebook or YouTube or on our website, make sure to hit that like and share button. I do apologize, the stream isn't perfect tonight. We do have some internet issues, but it looks like we might be getting a little bit better here. We'll be posting the game, of course, once the night is done and over with. We'll post the match in its full entirety up probably tonight or tomorrow morning. For those who missed it, they want to still be able to tune in and watch. Lady Apache's back to serve right now. It's now 5-7. Dug out by Hallie Haymore. And off the block, they're able to keep it out of the net. Lauren Lane doing a good job. Oh, and Apaches, that was a beautiful play. I don't know if you guys saw that, but not only did they put it right back down on the overpass into Buena's side, but they did it at a cross angle that just, there was no way the Colts could defend that. Very high IQ level of play right there from the Lady Apaches. Dug out by Hallie Haymore, and Buena returns it, dumping it back over on the overpass. Caitlin White getting it up there. It's tipped by Lauren Lane, and they're giving the point to the Apaches. Out, they're able to ice the server. They're able to break that momentum, and now they've tied the game back up 7-7. Would not surprise me to see the Buena Colts take a timeout here very soon. There's that overpass. That's going to be out of bounds, which luckily overpass. They tried putting it back down. It was just out of bounds. Lauren Lane back to serve, and she caught that line as the Lady Apaches just watched as the ball went by. All right. Apache's looking for a point here, and they send that long. That's going to be an automatic point for the Colts. It's 10-7. Colts serving. Caitlin White puts it up and slams back down. Apaches, but it went right back into the net. Not able to get it back over. And, you know, it had such speed on it, too. Had it passed the net, it probably would have went out of bounds anyway. Lauren Lane back to serve with the ace. Apache's not able to handle the heat. Number 11, Lauren Lane, is now back into the backcourt yet again. Another excellent serve. Mishandled again by the Apaches, and that is another ace for Lauren Lane. You guys can see or not, the Lady Colts bench right now, everybody's just jumping up every time this happens. A little bit of a mishandle, but they're able to figure it out and get the free ball back over. Here's Caitlin White putting it up, and they have to tip it because that center player wasn't ready quite yet for a spike. Caitlin White puts it up, and it looks like Leticia, I never could pronounce her name correctly. Free ball sent back over, caught the tape, and the Colts are able to keep it in bounds and get it over. Very scrappy play by both sides because the Apaches definitely had to make some miracles happen to keep that in play. It's going to be a point going to the Apaches because the Colts sent that long and out of bounds. But a very awesome rally back and forth there. Very exciting play. You know, the Apaches aren't a very large school. They are a border town, very similar to Sierra Vista. You know, they're obviously playing in a similar division to us in order for us to get out there and play them. But this is probably, and the reason I'm saying this, is probably one of the most exciting matches that I've watched so far this year. It's not too often that it's back and forth like this with girls volleyball. It's usually leaning heavily one way or heavily the other way. And it can mix it up, go back and forth, maybe one team does good on the first set, the other team does better on the second set. But right now, lots of very good back and forth play. The score is now 14-9. Colts still leading. Lauren Lane definitely put a little bit of a lead on the scoreboard there. But the Apaches are back to serve. Ball's in their court, so to speak. There's a lot they can do right now. Caitlin's going to try to dump it. It looks like they're calling the Apaches in the net as they were trying to put up the block. Now 15-9, Colts leading. Looks like we've got Caitlin White in the back for the serve. Sends a nice short serve, and they're able to send kind of a free ball lob back over. The libero and Lauren Lane right there, they kind of got in each other's way, and neither one of them really took the ball there, so it's going to be a point to the Lady Apaches, 10-15. Colts leading the way still. Dug out by Lauren Lane. The libero gets it over and gets it a little too close to the net for number 9. She wasn't able to get in there without crossing into the net herself, and so she just let it go. This is going to be a short serve, and Leticia, I don't know, I'm not entirely sure if that's her name, but she sprawled out there trying to dive and save it because it was a short serve and unable to get there in time. It's now 12-15, Colts. Good dig, they figured it out, and she's going to put that down. Now, I don't know, that looked like a double hit. She blocked it, let go, and then hit it again, and the ref didn't call it. It's probably a legal move, and that's probably why. But Lauren Lane's able to dig it out there. Caitlin White puts it up, and they slam it back down. Libero's able to save it, but they put it into the net. It's going to be a point to the Colts, 16-12. All right, Colts back to serve. Inbound serve. They're not able to get to it in time in that front court, as it kind of trailed the way off to the left-hand side of the court by where the up ref sits, and went out of bounds. Kind of a float serve there, a little bit of backspin. Apache's able to handle it. And the libero puts the ball into the net. Caitlin White not able to get there in time to dig it out, and that's going to be a point to the Apaches, now 13-17. Apaches do a quick little substitution. You know, one thing I had mentioned earlier when we were starting the second set was how evenly paced both of these teams were in terms of the size of their team. And I'm looking at their bench right now, and the Colts have a lot more reserve players than I thought they did compared to these and 2 coaches. The rest of the players have an advantage here in terms of being able to alternate. Colts are going to get Kylie Haymore back to serve. She's able to get it over, and the libero digs it out. And the Apaches try to set something up here. Dug out by Hallie Haymore and put down by Lauren Lane. Pulled off the block. The Apaches are able to get a good run here. And a nice diving save by the Colts. It's a back row attack, puts it into the back row of the Apaches. They're going to be sending a free ball over. And it goes into the net, not able to convert there. Now 19-14 Colts. Hallie Haymore back to serve again. Dug out well by the Apaches. They're going to send a free ball over here. Going to take that one, and it's going to be a point for the Colts as Hallie Haymore steps back into the serve here. And that catches the inside. They thought it might. It's going to be an ace for Hallie Haymore. And another serve by Hallie Haymore. It's a low serve to the center of the court. They send the free ball over. Dug out by Caitlin White, and it's going to be put back down by Lauren Lane. And it catches the inside cross corner of the court there. Now 22-14. Colts have built themselves up to an 8-point lead here as Hallie Haymore comes back to serve yet again. Sasha. Quick shout out to our camera operator who was a little preoccupied. Very good turn of the tide there by the Apaches, able to kind of send a free ball back over to that back corner and make things happen for him. Nogales is putting it up. Dug out well by Hallie Haymore. Was an over serve, so... Oh, and Caitlin White is able to keep it in, and the Apaches get it back over. Dug out by Hallie Haymore. Very scrappy play on both sides. Caitlin White puts it up, and Lauren Lane comes across with a pepper of a strike, but unfortunately, it does sail out of bounds. Apaches are closing the deficit here just a little bit. It's now a 6-point game instead of 8 points. Good inbound serves. Brought up by Caitlin White, and Lauren Lane tips it over. Dug up by one of their players, number 8, and Lauren Lane does another tip, trying to find the empty spot. And they're able to get it over. It's a top-down serve. The Colts get it back over, and it's dug down. Good job on the overserve there by the Apaches, able to just put it right back down into the Colts zone, so to speak. A little miniature jump serve there by the Colts. Another overserve off the shoulder of Caitlin White. They're able to keep it from touching the ground, but they're going to send it right back over to the empty zone. I'm telling you what, the Apaches really want to catch back up. It's now only a 4-point deficit. So they've got a 4-point run right now, cutting their score deficit in half. Dug out by Lauren Lane, put up by Caitlin White, and back down, but it's going to be long. And that, again, is going to be another point going to the Apaches. All right, good job by the Colts there. They're able to find that hole. And it's kind of an awkward spin off one of those ups by the Apaches, and it kind of just sent the ball to the left side of the court and out of bounds, just out of reach of the other players. 23-19. It's very close to the Colts taking the second set here. The Apaches are doing a very good job about closing down this deficit. Mishandled. Free ball sent back over. Unfortunately, out of bounds. Good eye on the Colts. It's going to make this game point for the Colts for this set. It's now 24-19. Free ball sent over by the Lady Apaches. Colts are able to get it up, and Lauren Lane smacks it down. Out of bounds. It's going to be a point to the Lady Apaches. It's now 20-24. Still set point for the Colts. Even a miss serve here could give and make the score 2-0 overall. Put up, Lauren Lane looking to put it down. And the Lady Colts have taken the second set.
Sports Network. Tonight's live broadcast brought to you in part by Lolly Automotive Group for all your new and used car needs. Jeff and Gina Lane of Edward Jones Investments, making sense of investing. Apex Network Physical Therapy, come heal with us. Cochise Lock and Safe for all your lock and safe needs. SSVEC, owned by those we serve. Next we have EXP Realty, home of the flat rate contract. And last but not least, Chiricahua Community Health Center's Health for All. Tonight we have the Lady Colts varsity volleyball team traveling to Nogales to take on the Apaches. Live and in full HD, only on Cochise County Sports Network.
All right, welcome back to set number 3 of this wonderful match here from Nogales High School. The Lady Colts have, I wouldn't say dominated the first 2 sets. Lots of back and forth play on both teams, but they have done an excellent job of securing the first 2 sets here. All they need right now to close this night off is a 3rd set victory, and that's going to put them on the scoreboard here for a big W. Now, hypothetically, if they do not win this next set and it goes to the Apaches will have a fourth set opportunity to tie it up 2-2. If they do have available on the bench than the Apaches do. So it's really going to come down to, in my opinion, something we've seen before. It's going to come down to who makes the least amount of mistakes, I think, is going to win this game. And right now it seems like the Colts are making fewer of those mistakes. They have more players on the bench. They're able to rotate players in and out a lot more often. It's just something that you're not used to seeing. All right, we get about 46 seconds. We're going to cut to a quick commercial break here real quick while we wait.
All profits are eventually returned to members, who can also vote in board elections and call on energy experts for free energy audits to help you cut energy costs. So who really owns your electric company?
We do. Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, owned by those we serve.
Not sure what happened there. We did have an issue with the audio, so just a little disorganized tonight. We've had some issues trying to, kind of hurdle over some of this internet connectivity, and it's been some very exciting game going back and forth. So what we're doing right now is we are just waiting for the third set to kick off, and it has. The Apaches getting that first serve. Cochise, who take an early lead here in the third set. Good short serve by the Lady Apaches. Colts doing a great job about keeping it in. Libero's getting it up. And she gets it back inside the antennas, and it's going to be inbounds. Block put up by the Colts. The Apaches doing a very good job working the area around the net and getting the ball up. Colts able to find the hole in the defense there. It's going to make it 1-1. They tie it back up. The Colts are going to be back to serve. Looks like Miss Fury's back to serve. She sends it just a couple feet too long. It's going to give the point to the Apaches. That's going to be a short serve by the Libero. That's going to be, not sure if that's a lift or if that's going to the Apaches, who take a very decisive lead here, 3-1. And that caught just the outside of that back line, out of bounds off the Colts, so it's going to be another point to the Apaches, who continue their serve. Libero is able to keep it in. Mishandled by number 4. And Coach Bradbury, number 4, they had something to say about that. Not quite sure what happened here. Away point went to the Apaches. Pulled off the block and out of bounds. That's going to be a point for the Colts, 2-5. Colts are losing at the moment here in this set. The Apaches are able to convert here. And, they went to go tip it over, but just didn't get enough power, and it went into the net. Colts have a 2-point run right here. Very mishandled, saved, and then put back over by the Apaches, but it does go out of bounds. It's going to make the deficit now just 1 point. It's 4-5, with the Apaches still leading. Short serve by the Colts. It's going to make the score now 4-6. monster spike, but blocked. Put back up by number 13. Back row attack. To the Colts. Served into the net. If you remember at the beginning of this set, or sometime between the makes the least. Lady Colts are making net to retake the lead here. Good tip, save. It's going to be put back. Get out of their way. They put it back. Put up. Excellent save by the Apaches, but it's going to sail out of bounds. That makes the score. Make an adjustment here. Still leading. About a 1 or 2 point set. The Colts tie it up. It's 7-7. Passed, rather than just put it right back down, they're gonna send a free ball over. And the Apache level sports IQ that we've been looking at as they just dump it on one right back over to the Colts. Not able to defend against that. It's happened a couple times tonight, actually. Number 14 back to serve. Libero takes a dive for it. Comes off her hand weird. Unfortunately, not able to do anything with it. 9-7. It's the Apaches are putting another lead into the scoreboard. Dug out at an awkward angle. Put back over. And that's going to be a double hit there by number 7. It's going to be a point going to the Apaches. It's 10-7 right now. Got a couple of you folks who are tuning in saying the stream is operating up and down here on my end, but you're right, it is a little better. Got some folks watching from Japan right now. Some of the one of the Lady Colts is leave their sister is watching. Her sister Emma, number 8, giving her shout outs. Good eye on the Apaches as that flew out of bounds there, that back left corner of the court. All right, see what the Colts can do here. It's dug out of bounds, and that's going to give the point to the Colts. It's now 9-11. Again, that 2-point deficit we've seen for most of the third set. The Colts doing a good job at not letting the Apaches just kind of walk away with the win here. Libero puts it out, and it's an ace. The Apaches not able to handle that one. It's going to be a real quick point for the Colts, and it's now a 1-point deficit, 11-10. The Apaches are winning. Another very short, flat serve. Serve's put up. It's tooled off the block, even though it... Actually, no, they're calling it tooled off the block, out of bounds, giving the point to the Apaches. Here's what I saw from up here. The Buena Colts go to put up the point, or put up the block. They block it. I believe it came off the hands of the Apaches player before falling out of bounds. They originally call it for the Colts. Then they change it and suggest that the Apaches did not touch it off the block. But they did, and the point goes back the other way to the Colts. Still 10-11. It's actually, according to their scoreboard, it's now 12-12. But they're making changes right now. They're trying to get it figured out. All right, so it's 11-12. Let's let that sail out of bounds. That's going to tie the game up, 12-12. It's the second time in this set that the Colts have been able to tie it up. Again, it came down to a mistake on the Apache side that gave them that point. So it's all about who's going to make less points. Apaches tried dumping it over and won, but the Colts are right there. See what the Apaches do here. The block is put up by number 15 of the Lady Colts, and the Lady Colts take the lead, 13-12. Good, fast, short serve. It's tipped back to the back of the court by the Apaches. And a little miscommunication by the Colts, not knowing who is going to go for that one. It's going to make the score tied again, 13-13. Apaches back to serve right now. Very good dig, and they're going to dump it over on one. Trying to give the Apaches some of their own medicine. Number 2 is there to dig it out and spike it back over. Dug out by the libero of the Apaches. They're going to put it out deep, and it's going to be a point to the Colts. All right, we have a substitution for Buena. It looks like number 9's coming in. Out of bounds serve. It's making the score tied yet again. 14-14. We have a substitution on Apaches. Number 14 coming in for number 2. The libero's back to serve. It's going to be overserved, and it's put right back down into the Colts side of the court by the Apaches. Got to be very careful how you come off of those serves. You want to keep it on your side of the court so you can get 2 and 3 and set something up. When you with you. Colts get it. And their net, so the score is 15-15. We have a substitution right now. Lauren Lane coming in for number 7. So Colts come back to serve, dug out by the libero. And see, what happened there is I think they should have probably tipped it, but they tipped it back over. They decided to try to lift it and give another one of their players an opportunity to spike it back down. Nobody was there in time, and the Colts get the point and the serve. Dug out by the libero of Buena. Tipped up by 4, and then put back over. All right, so I haven't changed my scoreboard. It's had the Colts leading 16-15. I don't think they've changed the scoreboard here because it still says 16-15, and they just did change it. So now dug out by the libero of the Colts. Excellent. Out of bounds off the Apaches player. 18-15. A little bit of a rhythm here. I expect a timeout to probably 2 points behind pretty much the entire time to being able to get it tied. And now they're taking that lead. Looks like it did catch the line, though. They're calling it inbound, so that's going to be a point for the Apaches. Apaches send it over. Dug up well and prepared for. Colts were able to make something happen with it. Mishandled by the Apaches, giving the Colts the point. Now 19-16. Colts have a 3-point lead as number, I believe that's 15, steps back to serve. Big block by number... I didn't even catch it. Big block, though. They put it back over. The Apaches send it over, and they drill it right back down into the Apache side of the court. It's going to be a point for the Colts. It's now 20-16. They have a 4-point lead. Libero kind of takes a spill there. She's going to send a free ball back over. It's a short free ball. Buena's going to have a chance to convert here. Rather than spike, they tip it. Good block. It's going to keep it over, but mishandled by the Colts here. Good hustle, though, on both sides. Scores 20-17 Colts. Number 15 steps out for number 13, the libero of the Colts. And we have, I believe it's number 11 stepping back to serve for the Apaches right now. Very aggressive serve. And Lauren Lane tries to put it down. Good hustle by the libero, number 13, to get under that ball. Unfortunately, not able to keep it in. Net. Mistakes here. Colts are leading 21-18. They've got 2 sets under their belt already. Going to give the Buena Colts another point. Got lucky there, 22-18. As I was saying, you know, it's about who. All right. Caught the inside of the net, not able to get under the ball in time to get it out of. 2-19. The Apaches are back. Dug out by number 11. And it's going to be an overpass. Colts are going to dump it. And mishandled by the Apaches. They just weren't ready. 23-19. It's now within 2 points of the Colts taking the big W tonight. Number 11 stepping out for number 7, who's stepping back to serve. It's a good serve, good dig by the Apaches. They're going to put up a cross spike there and able to get the point. It's 20-23. Again, this could all end just by mistakes, so we want to see both teams paying very close attention to how they play, how they pass, whether they dump or spike. By the Apaches, it's one of those mistakes I'm talking about. It's now serve. It's game point. It's match point. Let's see what they can do with it. The libero back to serve. And it serves long. Good eye on the Apaches there. It's now 21-24. We've got number 3 for the Apaches stepping back. A serve into the net would give this to the Colts, but let's hope she gets it over. She does. 13 on the Colts just touched it with the tips of her fingers right before it went out. Let's see what we can do here. It's 22-24. And this time she lets it go long and out of bounds. It's going to be game point for the Lady Colts against the Lady Apaches, taking all 3 sets. Thank you to everybody who tuned in tonight. Big thank you to all of our sponsors, and we'll see you guys next time.
All right, sports fans, welcome to Cochise County Sports Network. Tonight's live broadcast and used car needs. Jeff and Gina Lane of Edward Jones Investments, making sense of investing. Apex Network Physical Therapy, come heal with us. Cochise Lock and Safe for all your lock and safe needs. SSVEC. Next we have EXP Realty, home of the flat, not least Chiricahua Community Health. Lady Colts varsity volleyball team traveling to Nogales to take on the Apaches. Live and in full HD, only on Cochise County Sports Network.
Hi everyone, I'm all our dealerships. Check out the great selection of Buicks, Chevrolets, GMCs, Hondas, Nissans, Hyundais, Fords, Kias, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Rams we have in stock. With some of the biggest discounts and rebates of the year, now's the time to buy your new vehicle. With over 20 lending institutions. Shop us online at lollycars.com or come to their next vehicle purchase. Because nobody beats a lolly deal. Nobody.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Gina Lane, your Sierra Vista Edward Jones financial advisor, understands this. That's why Gina is a proud sponsor of the Buena Colts varsity football team right here on Cochise County Sports Network. For all of your investment needs, call Gina Lane at 520-459-1488 or stop by her office at 49 North Coronado Drive in Sierra Vista. Edward Jones, SIPC.